Working in a clean and hygienic food production or service area, it's important not to introduce bacteria from the outside world.
Before reaching work, your hands and clothes will have come into contact with numerous everyday things that are contaminated by bacteria passed on by countless others whose contact sources can never be known. Items such as door handles, sink taps, money, bus seats, toilet lids, keys. The list is endless, and for this reason you should never wear your outdoor clothes in the place of work with food.
Every day you should change into a freshly washed uniform, or if this option is not possible, then a freshly washed coverall coat, or fabric or disposable one-use apron. Always keep outdoor clothes separate from work clothes and ensure no outside contamination can ever be transferred to any of the foods or surfaces under your care.
A separate changing room is recommended, or again, where this is not possible, a separate cupboard or locker should be provided and kept away from the food production area. Many established companies have their own corporate styles of uniform which you are duty bound to wear, and so it's not practical for any guidelines to rigidly define the actual garments that a food handler should adopt. However, with this aside, you should personally ensure the following points are adhered to in your personal presentation for work as a safe food handler.
Your hair, if worn long, should be tied back and away from the face. No loose strands should be left free to drop into the food. Hats, hairnets and hair covers should also be worn as an added protection from the hair and scalp matter whilst working with food. Hands are the main point of human contact with food, and yet they are often the least well prepared for the job of preventing the cross-contamination of bacteria. Fingernails should be cut short, be kept clean and be free from any nail polish. You should wear no rings, hand or wrist jewellery other than a single gold wedding band. Any cuts or abrasions must be fully covered by a brightly coloured waterproof dressing. The dressing should be brightly coloured to be easily spotted if inadvertently dropped into the food.
The torso should be covered in a clean, light-coloured, easily washable material on which foreign matter can easily be detected and the garment regularly changed in the event of contamination. Where a constant supply of clean garments isn't an option, modern low-cost disposable aprons and cloths may prove a practical solution. Your feet should be fully enclosed in non-slip, low-heeled shoes which offer protection to your feet from heavy objects or hot spillage. Badges, watches and neck jewellery are potentially bacteria harbouring items and should not be worn unless entirely enclosed within your overall or uniform. A dirty body and hair harbours many more bacteria than clean ones, and so it's important that employees in the food industry bathe or shower regularly and display high standards of personal hygiene. Because of the outside bacteria on door handles and surfaces, you should wash your hands every time you enter the food area. This should be done using hot water and antibacterial soap, which should be provided. The hands should then be dried on a one-use disposable towel. Multi-use fabric towels are a prime source of bacterial cross-contamination.
Whilst at work, you should not eat food, take drinks or chewing gum when handling food, as any spillage or spittle will contain a high level of bacteria. If you have a need to scratch, itch, cough, sneeze or blow your nose, you must move away from all foods and surfaces in the vicinity and then wash your hands again thoroughly afterwards. If you are suffering or have recently suffered from vomiting or diarrhea, you must notify your manager at once and leave the food area immediately. You should not return until clear for more than 48 hours, and if unsure, then you must consult your doctor. Cuts and scalds must be dressed immediately and where necessary covered with a brightly coloured waterproof dressing. It's not covered directly under the Food Safety Act, But if you incur such an injury at work, then many companies require you to ensure the incident is entered into your company accident book.